From your experiences, do you have anything to add in terms of some perspectives relative to other sites you've been exposed to on developing some model practices that could be used universally?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the monofilling of this material as well as the segregated landfilling, and those practices are holding up. We all know that this material is all over the place, and it causes a problem in some places and it doesn't cause a problem in other places. It didn't cause a problem in one part of the landfill that we had one of the biggest problems in 100 feet away. So we know there are a lot of different types of this material being generated, which is why I was glad to hear with the Veolia SOPs that they take such, they spread out their samples within that bag. I've dug up baghouse dust. We've dug up bags of it at 100, 200 foot deep, and we still get 120, 130 degrees when the surrounding waste around it is 20, 30 degrees less. So I'm convinced that all of this stuff is reacting. The question is, how strongly is it reacting? How rapidly is it reacting? Is it causing a problem around it? And the folks from the aluminum industry have been landfilling this stuff for longer than we've been a lot longer than we've been talking about it. One of their big issues is ammonia. When you put this stuff in the landfill, if it's raining or if it's even humid, your throat will slap shut. You don't want to take a breath on the working face, and dust is a big issue. So, what do you do? Because a lot of times we use water to cut down dust. They're doing a lot of the same things with putting clay on it right away, contouring the working face to keep water running off it so water doesn't pool on it, and orchestrating their fill sequence, because these guys really aren't landfillers. You can go to aluminum, and you can go to a secondary aluminum smelter, you can look out back. This is not how, in the landfill industry, we make landfills. They're a lot steeper, they're big piles, basically. And keeping the water out and only filling on days when it's not raining. And one of the big issues that I want to raise in this forum and put in the back of everybody's head, you saw that dust plume off of when they were dumping the baghouse dust, is keeping these super sacks intact. And one of my big concerns is with the workers, the guy out there on the dozer, the guy out there that's bringing in the dirt. I've seen guys come out of these sites, I've come out of these sites completely gray, covered with, it's in your ears, it's in your nose, it's all over you. And I think there's an inhalation issue there that we need to start paying real close attention to the workers out on these sites, as well as for human health impacts, as well as environmental impacts. All this aluminum waste is very different. Some of it will react, some of it won't react. I think one of the things that we need to really pay attention to, how many sites did you guys, you had A through M?
10 sites, 39 samples.
39 different samples. Every one of those behaves a little bit differently. And I think we need to continue with the partnership with the aluminum industry to look at the differences in this material, because some of it may be perfectly safe to landfill. I'm sure some of it's perfectly safe to landfill. But some of it, one load, one batch, one type of process could cause a lot of problems. So it's important to pay attention to the incoming loads.